and in love. Go ahead, King.
You asked me if I would have a male penis on my wall.
Yeah.
It's perspective, narrative. Some people are offended by breasts on a wall, and that shows nurturing as mama, because we all have to nurture the breast. So if you're in a sick mind, you'll think anything is sick. It depends the level of the hierarchy of the mind, as you just stated. If we're in our God mind, then none of that is going to affect us, because we already know the concept above that. So we don't have to go to the lower self to explain something. We can explain things from the higher self with higher beings that are intellectual. So to ask one if he wants a penis on the wall is kind of low level.
But we got out of that bondage, and look what the Bible says. Read.
Start from the top. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel.
God said he put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. You understand what I'm saying? There's a difference between us. And I'm going to show you what that difference is. Give me Leviticus 18. Real quick. The Egyptians, I'm going to be honest with you now, were a nasty group of people. What I mean by nasty is sexually. One difference that God put between us was the sexual immorality that Egyptians was practicing. He told us we shouldn't do that. I'm going to show you. Read.
This is the book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, right? Read.
Wherein ye dwelt.
Wherein ye dwelt, because we were in Egypt at one point. We were there. But when God separated us from them, right, as we just read, he said, now I don't want you to behave yourself like what they was doing. I called you to be special. So I don't want you to do what they were doing. Let's see what some of the things they were doing. Read.
Shall ye not do? And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whether I bring you, shall ye not do? Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye I'm gonna skip down.
Skip down to what some of the sexual practices.
Verse 6. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him.
None of you. So what that means is none of you shall approach to any kin that is near to him, meaning having sex with like your sister, your dad having sex with like his grandmother or his daughter. Egyptians was doing that. This is a fact. Look, listen. The you know the story between Horus and Set?
Yeah.
You know what story am I about to tell you?
Well, which story?
Talking about the story where I believe it was Set, or was it Horus?
No, it was Set.
It was Set. He raped Horus. Did you hear about that story?
No.
You never heard of the story?
No.
Yes, sir. Look it up. He raped him and put his semen in him. This is on the walls of Egypt. Look. Somebody, I wish I don't have my portfolio. Do me a favor. Look up, let me see, use my phone. Live, let me see your phone. Yeah, we're gonna show him real quick. I wanna pull up this for him. I wanna pull this up for him. Egyptians were a nasty group of people, brother, I'm telling you. Don't get sidetracked with the gold and stuff. You can have gold and money and still be nasty. Hollywood is a prime example. So yes, we are infatuated with...
That's just the surface. That's
exactly. We're infatuated with Egypt in terms of the gold and the pyramids but they were doing some provocative things. I mean, the Ankh, simple. The Ankh is a phallus. You know what a phallus is, right? Huh? Well, a phallus symbol.
Okay.
It's a. You're right though, but a phallus symbol is a symbol of a man's rod. That's what the Ankh is. It's a female vagina and a male penis. So when brothers was walking around with Ankhs on their neck, they walking around with a male penis and a female vagina on their neck. Now what they try to do is say, well, it just represents life. It's just life. Bro, so you basically saying it's okay to wear a dildo. Because that's what it is. It's a phallus. You ever seen those pictures of ancient Egypt and they have the little like not skirt, but they got the garment on and they got it outstretched? That's a man's penis.
That's on the hieroglyphs right here.
Yeah, look. See that? That's a man. Why they got his penis out like that? That's in Egypt. You know what they try to do? Well, that because we're connected to the sun, and in the morning we get that rise, and that just another level of light. No, brother, it's sick. It's sick. You philosophizing, whoremongering, brother. I don't want to philosophize anything with my rod. Keep your rod to you, and I keep mine to me. I don't want to philosophize around a male penis. That's sick. That's what they was doing, right? Go to the other one. I want to show them the other one. Oh, no, go back to that one. Go back this one. Look at this. Oh, you can't zoom in. You see, but you see the you can't zoom in on it. But I'm gonna try to. Yeah. Oh yeah. Maybe you can now. Yeah. So you see how his is stretched out. Got his rod out. Understand? See how it's stretched out. His rod is up too. You understand? His rod is up. His rod is up. That's why it's outstretched in the front, where they standing. My bad. So basically, what I'm telling you is that was a perverted group of people. The Egyptians were perverted. So when the Most High separated Israel from the Egyptians, he told them, the first thing is, you can't have sex with your nearest of kin. You can't do none of that. What else did he say? Read.
Let me get. Okay, so you read?
Yeah.
Okay, come. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover.
Read.
She is thy mother.
Read.
Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness.
Read.
The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness.
So this is all the stuff that they was practicing. When we left from them, he said we're not supposed to practice those things. Right? We had to separate ourselves from those customs and those practices. The Most High made us a special people. And the main thing that set us different was the laws and statutes that we actually got from our Heavenly Father and our Creator. You understand? You got one? Go ahead.
Verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination.
It says, thou shalt not lie with mankind as womankind. This is a fact. Fact check this. This was all practiced in Egypt. All you got to do, you got Google right in your phone. Sexual customs practiced in ancient Egypt, and it's on their walls. I mean, you just seen a male penis on the wall, like yeah. Do you want to draw a male penis? I mean, no. What if you came to my house and you was like, and you came and you seen a man with his rod out on my wall, and you was like, brother, what the hell is that? And I was like, well, what it means is actually this, brother. You not woke. It's just life and create. You gonna be like, brother, you could explain life better than that, my brother. Would you have a man naked with his rod showing on your wall? I'm asking you a real question. You shouldn't even have to think about that, brother. You shouldn't even have to think about that. I'm not having no man naked with his rod showing on my wall.
That's right.
I don't care if it got, look, I don't care if it got anything to do. Oh, no, come on, let's talk. And this love. I'm gonna just say this because I want to.
It makes sense because he got the unk, and I'm just like, I'm finished. You know what I mean? I'm like, let's get the dialogue.
Yeah, let's get the dialogue.
I'm all about, you know what I mean, education.
Okay, I'll say this one thing. I'm gonna let my brother speak. So, I asked him. You know, I wouldn't. No matter what I'm philosophizing. You know, if that's the philosophy of the culture, what does that tell you about the culture of that people? They're kind of freaky. If that's the philosophy with their deities, what does that tell you about the people among the nation? They're deifying sexual intercourse. Now, Israelites, we didn't do that. We kept that between a man and a woman and his wife, and that was it. Go ahead, King. How you doing? By the way, I love this brother. I love all my people. You know, we can have a good dialogue in peace and in love. Go ahead, King.
You asked me if I would have a male penis on my wall.
Yeah.
It's perspective, narrative. Some people are offended by breasts on a wall, and that shows nurturing as mama, because we all have to nurture the breast. So if you're in a sick mind, you'll think anything is sick. It depends the level of the hierarchy of the mind, as you just stated. If we're in our God mind, then none of that is going to affect us, because we already know the concept above that. So we don't have to go to the lower self to explain something. We can explain things from the higher self with higher beings that are intellectual. So to ask one if he wants a penis on the wall is kind of low level, because we men standing upright. And we use the penis to navigate and reincarnate life. So it's nothing wrong with the penis, because that's how you got here. So if you deny how you got here just because it's a picture, where is your mind at? Is it at a low level where these things that mankind has put on us, you will be subjected to? Or are you at a higher level to where you can look at that as, see? So it's the perspective and narrative, because light is nothing more than distortion. So it's the perspective and narrative. We have to get out of that and just deal with truth of self. Know thyself, be perpendicular to the horizontal, and stand upright to gain light. So I don't do the debate, prove.
Yeah, it's not a debate. We just
no.
talk. Yeah.
But as a true and living man with the inalienable rights of the Creator, as I move across this land like the chief of the land, the real chief of the land, the real chief of the land, the real chief of the land, not no subjected person. You know? So I say we all are the body of God, Christ, whatever you want to call him, because we didn't ever call him nothing. We felt him. We didn't need to speak him. We felt him. He moves through us. It's the lower level and the disagreeable that need to quantify it, because they need to quantify it, because they can't materialize it. We can take from the invisible and bring it to the visible. They cannot. So to answer your question, that's all perspective, just like the good book is all perspective. So if we're going to down people because of their perspective narrative, we can never come together. Ah, shit.
Okay, so cool. You see how we did that? We let the brother speak, you know, because we not about shutting nobody up and, you know, none of that. Now, my perspective is different from his perspective, right? And I'm going to share my perspective, right? So, for instance, we talked about the penis a little bit, right? Right? We're talking about that. I don't have to deify my member, because at the end of the day, I come from a higher source, higher than me, higher than my penis member, right? The source that I come from actually created life without a member of a penis. You understand what I'm saying? Another thing is this. We know that a rod is to produce. Common sense. Let's just use common sense. We all have clothes on, right? Right? Why do you wear clothes? Just asking. It's simple. Why do you wear clothes? To cover the body. And why do we cover the body? By nature. Why do we want to, even when we was monkeys in the cave, if that's what you believe, we wanted to cover the body. Why do we want to cover the body?
To protect yourself from the elements.
Okay. And why else?
To be clothed, because there are things come on, man.
To protect yourself from showing your shame. What I mean by that is mankind by nature, and we all can agree to this, is go ahead.
I don't see my ability to bring life here with a penis as shameful.
No. Look, when I say shame, look, the organ that I have that brings life is still beautiful because the Most High created it. I'm speaking about this showing it, because look, we know that as men we're perverted. Everybody, no matter what walk of life you believe in, men are perverted. Men are creatures of power, meaning we take control, take power, take hold. We're conquerors, right? Perversion is naturally in men. This is why women have to be protected from certain men, because certain men are perverted. Perversion. Hold on, let me land. So what the Most High God is teaching us to do is to protect our areas and to control that type of perversion. It's to keep us from certain perversions. That's why your woman not supposed to be showing her. Your woman is not supposed to be showing her breast. Why? Because that is her. It's not shame, but that is her body, and it only is supposed to be shared between her and her husband as a sacred act.
When was Israel established?
After Egypt.
Okay. And do you believe that people of melanin were here before that?
Absolutely.
So, when we walked amongst each other without clothes, we wasn't looking at each other perverted.
That's not true. Let me ask you a question. Do you know where Israel comes from? What ancient people?
I said, Lord, and master.
Okay, let me ask you this real quick. Do you know what nations predated Egypt?
Well, I know what the English language says about that.
Not even just the English language.
I'm just saying.
Do you know what
This
nations?
is what I'm saying, brother.
Uh-huh.
If we're going to speak of higher things and talk about culture, why are we speaking them in the slave tongue?
I don't know what you mean.
English is not our tongue. And if you
Well-
want to control people, you take the tongue.
Well, what language do you speak?
I speak Meduneta.
You speak Metanetta?
Yes.
They still don't know how, even the best translators of that still don't know how it's pronunciated. Sankufa and all them, they still don't know how it's.
See, there you go again,
No,
brother.
no, listen.
I'm not dissing that.
No, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about the Metanetta.
This is what I'm saying. Common sense, right? Common sense? Is that what we're dealing with right now?
But listen.
Look, when we was in slavery, they said, motherfucker, excuse my language, I gotta speak with. Motherfucker, don't read, don't write, I'm gonna kill you.
Yes.
But here you go.
Okay, look.
Wait. There was nobody there to interpret from English into our native tongue what these new words and new symbols and new understanding what to put on our mind.
Okay, so this is the first thing I want to ask you. Let's take it slow.
I mean, if you really want, you know,
Let's take it slow. Look, I want to talk about this, but let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. So we won't get lost in. I hear you. So we won't get lost. I hear you. But so we won't get lost in translation. Let's tackle one topic at a time. We can wait real quick. We can talk real quick. No, I hear you. No, let's share. Let me share with you now based off what you just said. Can you do that? Because we let you share and we interrupt, right? So now my question to you was, what nations predated Egypt? Because there were nations and civilizations that predated Egypt. You do know that, right? Can you name me one? Cush. That's good. Cush did, right? You also have the ancient Chaldeans, right? You familiar with the ancient Chaldeans in Sumer? You familiar with them? The Phoenicians, yeah, the Phoenicians. They all predated Egypt, right? Now,
but when you say predated Egypt, Egypt is a misnomer word. That word was created to disprove Kemetic science.
All right, Kemet. Let's use Kemet then. Whatever word you want to use, it still predates Kemet. Now, listen, hold on. So when you made a statement and you said that the Israelites, which I agree with you, ancient Kemet, notice I said Kemet, ancient Kemet does predate the nation of Israel, but the nation of Israel comes out of a people that predates Kemet. This is what the nation of Israel, let me get that, Abraham. Go to Genesis. Abraham is actually a Chaldean. Did you know that? You probably didn't know that. Look, I'm gonna show you.
Don't assume that, brother.
What? No, I just said probably. I said probably. Okay, you probably didn't know. Much love. Look, well, I'm gonna show you this. I didn't mean to disrespect you. I'm gonna show you this.
27. Genesis 11 and 27. Now these are the generations of Terah. Terah begat Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran begat Lot. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity, in Ur of the Chaldees.
So Abraham was a Chaldean. Before Israel, we actually come from the Chaldeans. Right. So what I'm saying to you is that our forefathers don't come from the land, the seed of Egypt. We come from the seed of ancient Chaldea.
What's your nationality?
That's right.
I'm an Israelite.
That's right.
Israelites.
What's your ethnicity?
An Israelite. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
So you don't subscribe to African American,
No.
Negro, or none of that?
No.
Bless, kid.
No.
That's no problem. I appreciate that.
I don't. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Like, what do you consider yourself?
I'm indigenous. I'm a Moor. I'm indigenous.
Oh, you're a Moor.
I mean, I'm many things as the Creator has made us,
Uh-huh.
but in law, when I stand in law, I'm a Moor.
You're a Moor?
Yeah, I'm also indigenous, Creek Muskogee native.
You're Creek?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is your race now, though? Do you have
I don't
a
have
race?
A race is only a winner and a loser. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Or
there's no race.
ethnicity? What's your ethnic background? Like
Indigenous. I'm the
indigenous
chief of the land, indigenous to land mass.
to this landmass?
To this land mass called Aximon. I'm indigenous here.
Okay.
I've been here for
But
many,
what?
many, many
So
moons.
but I guess what I'm trying to understand is what did those indigenous people identify themselves as? Because every nation, like how listen, this is a real question. Like the Kemet, right? I'm gonna say Kemet, or the ancient Egyptians, but you don't like Egyptian, right?
You know what I'm
But
saying?
let's say
If you're saying Choctaw, Cherokee, Navajo, that's different than that. You're mixing the two.
no. I'm not. I'm saying, who do you identify? Do you identify with Choctaw and?
Identify with the sun, moon, and star that's eliminated from me. I don't get into that because to me, that's where we lose it.
And that's the
information that you bring in is the information. So for me, is how is that information showing up in your life?
Right.
How is that information changing the condition? I'm not saying it's wrong information, but we've been reading out this book for 500 years.
Not right though.
It don't matter, right, left, up, or down.
We haven't been reading it right.
But how old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay, I'm 50. I remember on Western and Gay, the Shield of Wisdom, studying with those brothers. When they was
Oh yeah,
in
they're my
North
elders.
Well, yeah, I know.
Shield of
them. I
Wisdom
used
is
to
my
train with
elders.
them. I used
Yeah.
to train with them.
Shoulda, woulda,
So
might
I know
have.
what's up. To get
Yeah,
that.
uh-huh.
And I'm saying after more study, is that there has to be a different, you gotta come with a different approach. Same medicine, different approach. Because I think that it's just like the Muslims. They're not standing here on their soapbox. The Rastas over here on their soapbox. You got the Wahabians over here on their soapbox. Everybody on their soapbox makes it individualized. The root of it is that we believe in a creative force.
Yeah, but I think the difference between and I hear you, you know, we dialoguing. I think the difference between what we teach and what all those different factions teach is they don't have guidelines of laws that can reverse
What does
the
law
conditions. Law is something to get us in order.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Sir. Law means length, angle, and width. How long is the line? What is
Okay.
the angle of the line? And what is the width of the line? Google it.
Hold on, real quick, King. How you
Google
doing?
that.
Hold on, real
I gotta
quick.
go. I'm DJing in the Merc Park and so forth. Come holler at me.
Okay, I'm gonna come holler at you, brother. You said a lot. I want to respond. Okay, King. Good talking to you, brother.
Love you,
Yes, sir.
brother.
Love you too, brother.
Man. I love
Yeah, have a
you
good
guys
one.
that do it out here.
Okay.
Peace.
Hey,
Hey, take that one home with you.
hey, man. You know our people. Funny. Oh, what's up, brother? What's up, brother? Okay, congratulations too. What's up, brother? How you doing? Congratulate you too, brother. Thank you.
You're a young buck, but guess what?
Yes, sir.
You're a buck.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
That's
it.
right.
Clap it up for this brother. It's a good brother right here. Yes, sir. How you doing, King? What's up with you, brother?
What's the lesson today here for life?
Oh, the lesson. We was just talking to my comedic brother over there, man. We was trying to get him to understand, you know, certain basic principles of life. We was talking about the unk a little bit, educating on that. You know, that's a phallic symbol, which is a male penis. Did you know that? Yeah, it's a male penis. And just like I told the brother that was here, you know, we got to stop trying to philosophize fornication. And that's what I wanted to try to stop him and get him to understand. Like, when we philosophize being a perverted mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, I take a male rod. Like, if I ask him a question, would you have a naked man in your house with a penis on your wall? Absolutely not. But then we philosophize when the Egyptians did it. Like, that's confusion to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you common sense tell you, I don't want no man with his penis on my wall, but we can go to Egypt and we see men with penises all on the walls. That tells me two things. Look, here go the picture right here. See it? This one right here. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Big one. See it? See his penis? Yep. And then those images right there where their garments is kind of out is their penis. They got a heart on. What is going on?
I don't know.
Why is that on the wall? Well, let me philosophize for you the way the Egyptians would. Well, what it means is it's actually life, because life comes from the penis, so we got to put the penis on the wall because it is the evolutionary process of how life is birthed through the Now, you want me to make it simple for you? It's a nigga that's perverted. Simple as that. I mean, all you got to do is just bring it back into layman terms. That's why the Bible told us not to act like the Egyptians, because the Egyptians were perverted. You understand? So the Israelites were different from the Egyptians because we have certain law. He said law mean, I don't know what, length, angle, and width. Yeah.
That's wild.
See, brothers is crazy. Law is just to set order and structure. So I can prove to you that the Hebrew Israelites got more order and structure than any faction. That's why I want
Shout out
to
my elders working, trying to get together, making sure we do it better. Free us from this wider pressure. My people catching cases, double life he facing. Scattered all across the world, I see familiar faces. Say we all.